This video is sponsored by Noble Gold. Much to Warner Bros. Discovery's, DC, and new CEO David Zaslav's dismay, the upcoming Aquaman 2 has turned out to be a hot topic in the trial currently taking place in Fairfax, Virginia. For that, Warner Bros. Discovery have their own co-star, Mira herself, Amber Heard, to thank. In her countersuit, she argued that because of JD, she at one point had been released from her Aquaman 2 contract, that she had to fight hard to have it reinstated and end up in the movie anyway, and to top it off, that her whole career trajectory was derailed because of him. She said all this under oath, so it would be most embarrassing if she were to be proven to have lied, because that would be perjury. To make sure that wouldn't happen, Team Amber had some experts testify on her behalf. And then Team Johnny had some experts of their own dispute the testimonies of Amber's experts. And when I say dispute, I in this particular case mean clearly demonstrate that Amber's experts didn't know what they were talking about, and that they were clearly recruited from the bottom of the barrel.
I like to call Aquaman really, Amber Heard's Star is Born moment. It was that moment where not only was she a good actor, but she was now world-renowned because she was in the most successful film almost of all time, if not all time, and certainly for DC Comics, and also one of the biggest box office films ever, probably within the top 10 because I've looked at it.
In this video, we'll see how Amber's claims stack up against actual expert testimony, and in light of that, what the chances are her claim might retroactively become true by Warner firing her from Aquaman 2 now. But first, you might have noticed that inflation isn't getting any better, and now is the time to plan and set the goals for the next cycle of it. So you are always moving forward, making money instead of losing it, so you can have more freedom. To do that, start a gold IRA with Noble Gold now and fight inflation. And this month, for every IRA above 20k, you'll get an incredible 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin, completely free as a thank you. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call 877-646-5347 now to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com, or click our link in the description. With that, let's begin with Amber perjuring herself.
Did Warner Brothers ever plan to portray Ms. Heard as the co-lead in Aquaman 2?
No, the movie was always pitched as a buddy comedy between Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson.
Was Ms. Heard cast in Aquaman?
Yes, she was.
Was Ms. Heard cast in Aquaman 2?
Yes, she was.
Was Ms. Heard paid for her services in Aquaman 1?
Yes.
Was Ms. Heard paid for her services in Aquaman 2?
Yes.
Was her compensation for Aquaman 2 affected in any way by anything said by Johnny Depp?
No.
Was her compensation for Aquaman 2 affected by anything said by Adam Waldman?
No.
Was her compensation for Aquaman 2 affected by anything said by anybody representing Johnny Depp?
No.
Was there any delay in Warner Brothers exercising the option to cast Ms. Heard in Aquaman 2?
Yes, there was.
How long a delay was there?
I don't know, probably weeks.
What was the cause of the delay?
There were conversations about potentially recasting.
Who was the producer?
Peter Safran.
Who was the director?
James Wan.
Did Warner Brothers believe that those concerns were legitimate?
Yeah, I had no reason not to believe the director and the producer of the movie.
And you are testifying today the representative of Warner, correct?
Yes, I am.
What, if any, creative concerns did Warner Brothers have about casting Amber Heard as Mira in Aquaman 2?
It was the concerns that were brought up at the wrap of the first movie, production of the first movie, which is the issue of chemistry. Did the two have chemistry? I think editorially they were able to make that relationship work in the first movie, but there was a concern that it took a lot of effort to get there. And would we be better off recasting, finding someone who had better, more natural chemistry with Jason Momoa and move forward that way?
What role, if any, did Ms. Heard's dispute with Johnny Depp have in Warner Brothers' delay picking up Ms. Heard's option for Aquaman 2?
There was none from our end.
For Team Amber, there is no coming back from Walter Hamada stating that her accusations against JD, as pertains to Aquaman 2, are fabricated. There is no higher witness than Walter Hamada to call upon, not when they already scraped the bottom of the barrel for the ones they had. And since those accusations were fabricated, who knows which others might be as well. I don't want to unduly shame the two agents who, on Amber's behalf, testified to what star she was destined to become if not for JD. So I'll just say that I hope for their sake that they accepted the testimony gig because they're already down and out of the industry and have nothing else to lose. Because if not, if they actually have thriving careers in the industry, their standing in it is about to nosedive. Here's how JD's witness, Richard Marks, an actual high-flying dealmaker, described Amber's witness.
Would you just briefly remind the jury who you are?
I'm Richard Marks, and I'm a full-time entertainment transactional attorney. I make deals every day for productions and for individuals. I'm in the trenches negotiating and then making sure the contracts reflect deals. And I'm very much distinguished from the other side's expert, who is not an attorney, who's not in the trenches making deals, is not in that day-to-day process.
And are you familiar with the testimony of Catherine Arnold in this matter?
Yes.
Have you been asked to analyze that testimony and provide opinions in response?
Yes.
And generally, what are those opinions?
Well, my opinions are that she's very slick and smooth, but she's not an expert in deal making. Her assessment of damages is built on nothing, and it's wildly speculative.
And this is what he thought about any assertions that Amber Heard was ever on the same career path as Jason Momoa, something Team Amber's witness actually claimed.
To assume that she'd get 4 or 5 more movies at this, her last fantasy quote, would be to assume that those are also those type of movies, playing another character. And Ms. Arnold says that Ms. Heard's breakout moment, her Star is Born moment, is Christmas 2018. If that's true, and I don't think it's true, those moments don't normally happen to supporting cast. But if it's true, as a deal maker, you would expect, if you represented producers, production companies, to flock in, to take advantage of this hot star and to sign them up. And we have, from Christmas 2018 to spring 20, where there is none of this activity. The Star is Born phenomena didn't happen. Ms. Heard starred in one series of 8 episodes, and she earned a healthy fee, $200,000 an episode. But that's 5 times less than the $1 million Miss Arnold is tossing out, supposedly based on Jason Momoa's quote. She doesn't prove it or give us facts. And Jason Momoa is not a comparable actor. He's been in a series where they shot 78 episodes, 44 episodes, 21 episodes. He played Conan the Barbarian. He was in Game of Thrones. It's not a comparable.
Unresponsive to.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
So yeah, that's all of Team Amber's Hollywood claims demolished right there. Amber should be grateful that Aquaman Part 2 is already in the can and awaiting release, because there's no way in hell she'll be hired back for Aquaman 3. But will she actually remain in Aquaman 2 though? The answer to that was actually signaled loud and clear.
Mr. Marks, are there circumstances where a studio would be more likely to say something about not using an actor again in a franchise?
Yes.
What are those circumstances?
Once they've exercised the option, once the contract is guaranteed, the studio still has the right to pay the actor, but not play them, pay or play them. And that is a rare condition because you've hired the actor, you've got to pay them, but you say, go home, we're recasting. In that situation, after you've exercised the option and the contract is guaranteed, if you pay off the actor, that's normally commented on. That becomes a bit of information because it's not normal.
Is that circumstance different from Ms. Heard's contract with Warner Brothers for the Aquaman movies?
Oh, yeah. Ms. Heard's contract, again, it was just an option. Either we exercise it or we don't. And if we exercise it, she's in the film. If we don't, she's not. Until we exercise it, we have our right to recast or not make the movie. And even after we exercise it, we still have a right to recast and not make the movie. We just have to pay her salary.
What was said there was that as long as Amber gets paid, which she already has, Warner are well within their legal rights to cut her from the movie, even in post-production, because it has been filmed, and reshoot her scenes with another actress. That's what we've been saying is a likely outcome, and it grows ever more likely for each passing day. I would expect that if the verdict of the trial comes down in Team Amber's disfavor, and that is also looking increasingly likely now, we will be seeing another Mera in Aquaman 2 by the time it hits theaters. I think that may have been the tacit intention behind pushing the movie back to next year. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and before you go, call 877-646-5347 now to secure your pension, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com, see our link in the description.